Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Link. The Link chart is in a sideways consolidation and it's a bit problematic because we can't really get any more meaningful data until we get a break, for example, to the downside here to indicate the continuation of the C wave to the downside. That's also what's currently preferred. There could be a surprise move to the upside. Okay, I shouldn't call it a surprise move, but there could be a break above the descending trend line. We're tracking that trend line for an initial signal, a breakout signal to the upside. And if that trend line breaks, it might send the price here into this target area. We're going to talk about that in this particular video. First of all, for anybody who's new on the channel, Link has shown a potentially bullish structure. It's one of the charts that looks actually quite good, okay? It's one of the charts that really looks quite good. The reason is it's shown a 5-wave move to the upside that we've been tracking for the last few months into the March high. And then we were expecting somewhere from this region a pullback in wave 2. It's got lots of space in its wave 2 support area. So it could still, that's quite good because it doesn't face risk of invalidation like, for example, Matic does. Matic is just a bit of a pain, bit of a worry there. But Link is far away from invalidation. I mean, the invalidation point is down there. It's around like $4.92. And the ideal support level or area ends at $6.90, which means that before we, until we get a confirmed low in place, we have to technically allow, also not only financially, but mentally, allow the price to use the entire support zone. Now, that's not the same as me saying it will get to 690. It just means that until we see a first impulse to the upside, we do have to assume that the price could reach 690 without getting nervous, because this is part of that scenario. And you cannot really define that in any better way in this pullback. I mean, there are structural support levels, talked about them before here, especially this wave 4 low. And ideally, it doesn't even get to 690. I don't expect it to go to 690. I do, however, see the potential of it, reach the middle of that support range, ideally here between 892 and 1068, for example. From there, then, I would expect a third wave rally to the upside that can take the price to $90 plus, which would be in this third wave. There are certain Fibonacci extensions that typically apply for such a third wave rally. And yeah, they point to $90 plus. Okay, I don't want to get too optimistic, but that's sort of what we are watching. Okay, and that there will be further resistance along the way, especially here at round about $38, $39, and then 54 are going to be important structural resistance levels along the way. But by that time when we get there, we've already broken out. We're already in the middle of the alt season probably. Here in the short term, we have also some resistances, of course, and we'll take a look at them now, looking at the 1 hour time frame. You can see that in the white structure, which I consider an ABC structure with a C wave being an ending diagonal. That C wave could basically mean that we are in the 5th wave, and the 5th wave is the longest wave, probably, if this really is an ending diagonal, an expanding diagonal. Okay, the lower trend line isn't so meaningful, but just want to share with you that the 5th wave could turn into the longest one here, which seems to be a common theme at the moment in these current corrections. And it would be an ABC structure most likely. In reality, there are many ways how this micro pattern can be counted. I prefer then not to show the absolute micro because this will change too often. There's just too many options. And I mean, you could even say in a more bearish interpretation, this is a 1-2, okay? But then how would that align with Bitcoin? I'm not sure. So I'll leave it like an ABC, expect further downside. However, if we get a sustained break above the trend line and an impulsive rally, then it's likely that this B wave is extending. Yeah, then we have basically an ABC, which would be just a much larger correction possible. That's what I'm watching potentially for Solana as well. So cannot rule that out. At the moment in the short term, as long as we are below the trend line, I think downside pressure is high in either the white count or the current yellow count, in which also a B wave could have topped, but then in a WXY pattern. So to keep it very simple, against the trend line, lower trend line, below the trend line, I'm looking at direct pathways to the downside. Above the trend line, I'll start to look at a more extended B wave corrective rally. which would indicate that there's a good chance to reach that area between $16.64 and $19.89 in an extended B wave flat correction, which probably could send us into that region here. There are certain Fibonacci extensions that will be relevant, and then we can pay attention to that area of interest, and then a C wave down would happen later. That's basically it in a nutshell. Obviously, a break below 12.44 would confirm a direct move down further, because then we're taking out the Wednesday low, and the next support is at $10.68. That's my update about Link. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.